As a startup, how do you go about securing great press like we did on Oprah.com and CNN? It, PR has been essential for the success of Hope Mob and even for other charities. Before we ever launched Hope Mob, I did work in Haiti for several years, and I worked in inner city Atlanta as a charity leader and as a pastor for several years. And there are probably three bits of advice that I can give you. I think they're all practical, and if you follow them, I think it could really help you get some really amazing PR and coverage. Before we were ever covered on Oprah.com or covered on CNN, we were covered in our local newspaper. And so 4 and 5 years ago, before there were even a million people on Twitter, we were doing work in inner city Atlanta that was newsworthy. And that's what I want to challenge you. Like, what are you doing that's worth being on the news? And so if you want your work to be covered, it has to be groundbreaking or newsworthy. It has to be a feel-good story, and you have to start locally. And what we did, first and foremost, this was all the way back in, I think, November of 2008. We helped, and some of you may have helped us even back then. We purchased toys and uniforms for kids in inner city Atlanta, and it got a ton of coverage locally. Well, if you will, that helped us to start kind of building up our portfolio, our kind of news portfolio. 6 months after that, there were floods in Atlanta, and we already were known as kind of the good people who helped the kids. There was a flood in inner city Atlanta, and we raised close to $1 million and got volunteers from all over the country to come and help. And those same news outlets covered us again. 6 months later, there was the earthquake in Haiti. And when we decided to kind of jump in head first and help provide shelter to Haiti, we'd already done and been a part of two kind of newsworthy outreach programs, and they were covered very widely. And so when we did the work for Haiti, news outlets were kind of able to vet us and see that we had already been covered. And so we got a lot of national coverage for the work that we did in Haiti, and that really allowed us to build up our reputation in some really cool ways. And so by the time we launched Hope Mob, I had already been in the social good space for most of my adult life. I'd already built up my own social network, but we already had a track record of doing things that were newsworthy. And so that helped us tremendously. But then secondly, we pursued those outlets like our lives depended on it. I have a PR firm that we work with now, and they're amazing. But before we ever hired a PR firm, and most of my life, just until the past few months, I've never had a PR firm. We just contacted people at Oprah, O Magazine, and other things. We contacted people at CNN and we tweeted them and emailed them, and some of it worked, and that really made a difference. So if you really believe in what you're doing, start locally and get local coverage, build up your kind of press portfolio, but then go after it. And if you really feel like you need help, I would really look at hiring a great PR firm. Just some advice on hiring a PR firm. There are a lot of really bad PR firms out there. And there are a lot of people who say they do PR, and I think they are just like random people who need a job or something. I interviewed like a dozen PR firms, and I kid you not, like 10 of the 12 were just terrible, and 2 were amazing, and they were stellar, world-class PR firms. And for me, it kind of boiled down to choosing which of those 2 that we work with. And we chose a PR firm that had a lot of success in the social good space. And I love them. We were also working with them with Upfront. And so you have to kind of weed through the crap with PR firms and just know that there are some amazing ones out there. And if you hire the right PR firm, It's going to cost you, and so you want to first do the work on your own and build yourself up to having a PR firm.